Okay, so far we've posted individually. Now we're going to go to posting column totals from a journal to a general ledger. Remember, check marks show that amounts are not posted. You can remember from here we didn't post anything from those amounts. When we look at our totals now, the check marks indicate that the general amount columns are not posted. So you will not post the totals. We're taking a look at posting these totals. You will not post anything from the general debit and credit. There's no accounts for them because those have all been posted individually. Our first thing that we're going to do is post our sales credit total amount. If you think about it, sales will be recorded almost every day. And so therefore, if we post it individually, you'd probably have to post it 30 times a month. Instead, what you do is you post it as a total at the end of the month. So again, you go through the same steps as you did before. You're going to write the date, the end of the month. You will write your journal page number, which is page 2 because we've carried this forward onto the second page. We will be writing the column total. Okay, and you can see that sales, it says right here, is a credit. So we're going to put that total amount in the credit. And then we will write our new account balance. 0 plus $3,565 is $3,565. And the last thing is you'll return to the journal and write the account number. So you'll go up underneath your double ruling and you'll write 410, which is your account number, and you put it in parentheses to note that it is a source document. All right, then we're going to post the totals of the cash debit column. And again, we'll do the same thing. Write the date, write the total or the page number from your journal, write the column total. We will transfer that as a debit, $8,315. And then we'll write the new account balance. It start with a 0 balance. You're going to debit it. And so therefore you will have a debit balance of $8,315. And then you'll return to the journal and write your account number. Remember, cash occurs really often, so it would take a lot of posting to post your individual cash amounts. So therefore you just post at the end of the month. And then you have one more column left, which is your cash credit card or cash credit column. You'll write the date, and again, your cash is 2 separate postings. You do not do it all on one line. It's 2 amounts, so you post it twice. You write in the date, the journal page number, the column total, and then you figure out your balance. You have a debit of $8,315. You are crediting for $3,351, so therefore you have to subtract. Your debit is bigger than your credit, so therefore it still is a debit balance of $4,964. And that is a good thing because cash has a normal debit balance. And then the last thing, excuse me, you return to the journal and you write the account number under the column. Completed accounting forms and making correcting entries is lesson 4-4. There are sometimes you make a mistake and you've already posted. So this is what your page looks like when you're done with your posting. You will note that this whole column is filled in because you posted individually to the accounts and the amounts that are listed here. And then when you're done, you post across the totals. And again, the check marks indicate that nothing from that line is posted individually. When you make a correcting entry, sometimes you record something in your journal, you've posted it, you've made a mistake, and you need to correct it. You fill out a memorandum, and this is, for example, a cash payment of $140 for advertising was debited in error to miscellaneous. So what they did was they paid for advertising, but when they recorded in their journal, they accidentally put it in miscellaneous expense. So therefore, we have to take it on miscellaneous expense and put it in advertising. So initially, when we did our advertising or our miscellaneous expense, we debited our miscellaneous. So to take it out of there, we just have to credit it. So your transaction will look like this. November 13th, discovered that a payment of cash for advertising in October was journalized and posted in error as a debit to miscellaneous expense instead of advertising, $140. And again, filled out memorandum 15. So this is what our correcting entry will look like. Remember, initially, if we journalized and posted it as an error to miscellaneous expense, we would have debited miscellaneous expense. So to clean it out, we have to credit our miscellaneous expense to take that amount out of there. And then we will make the correcting entry of putting $140 in our advertising expense. So when we journalize it, all we have to do is write advertising expense for $140. So we would do advertising expense, general debit for $140. Miscellaneous expense credit would be the second line. And it is memorandum 15. So our date, our debit entry, our credit entry, and our source document. Next, we're going to go to our online accounting book, and we are going to take a look at work together problem. So let's go into there, go to chapter 4. We are in lesson 4-3, end of lesson, and we'll look at our working papers for 4-3. In here, you will notice your chart of accounts at the top, and they say they own a service business that uses the previous accounts. The separate amounts have already been posted because we did that in our last lesson. And they want you to post the journal special amount column. Make sure there's a post reference for each column total in the journal. Okay, so our first column that we're going to post will be general debit. And since we have posted those all individually, we will go down here and we will place a check mark indicating that indicating that this total is not posted. The same with our general credit. Those have all been posted individually to our account titles, so we will place a check mark there. Our third column is our sales credit. So we will open up our sales. The date is April 30th. Oops. Our post reference is from page 1 of our journal. This is a credit of $447. We have a zero balance, so our new balance is $447. Up in our journal, we must write the account number. Oops, 410. And it looks like all we have to do is write 410. And it'll automatically put the parentheses for us. Okay, our next column is our cash debit. So we're going to open up our cash. The date is April 30th. Post reference is page 1. It's a debit of $2,890. We started with a zero balance, so $2,890. And then our cross-reference will be 110. Our last column that we will be posting as a total is the cash credit. And it is the 30th, journal page 1. It is a credit of $1,170. We have a debit of $2,890 debit. We have a credit of $1,170, so we have to subtract. The difference is $1,720. And since our debit was larger to start with, we still have a debit balance of $1,720. Our last step is to go back and put our cross-reference number in the column. All right, then we're going to take a look at work together. Whoops. We're going to go to our end of lesson review for 4-4. We're going to go to the working papers, our work together, and we'll take a look at this one. December 1st discovered that a transaction for supplies bought last month was journalized and posted in error as a debit to prepaid insurance instead of supplies. Okay, so the date is December 1st. Okay, the amount should have been in supplies. So we have to put it in supplies. And that should have been a debit of $75. It was in prepaid insurance. So normally it would have been debited into prepaid insurance. In order to cancel that out, we have to credit it for $75. And our document number is M15. Our second transaction discovered that a transaction for rent expense for last month was journalized and posted in error as a debit to repair expense instead of rent expense. So on December 1st, the amount should have been in rent expense. Oops, can't type. So the amount of $900 should have been in rent expense. Okay, in error, it was put in repair expense. So initially it was debited to repair expense. To take that amount out and to cancel it out, we just credit that amount. And your source document is M16, and it looks like I put that one in the wrong place. Sorry about that. And that is your correcting entries. Now you can go back to the home page of accounting and check out what your assignment is for today.